countdown clock. The lesson is about to get started. In case you're new with this, there's a few things I'd like to show you to help you throughout the lesson. Over the last several weeks, we've been focused on specific topics, and so there have been other questions that came up, whether they were in your emails or surveys or even in the live chat, that just didn't quite really fit into what we were talking about in that lesson, but I felt like everyone would benefit from the answers. So today's our chance. We're going to clear house. We're going to get to all of the questions that you've had that just didn't quite really have a home anywhere else. So we'll tick through as many of those as possible. If you've got additional questions, throw them in the live chat. We'll try to get through all of the stuff that we can today before we're back on track with a focused topic in the next lesson. These lessons are always guided and shaped by your questions, and if you're live with us today, there's a couple different ways you can do that. One is in the public live chat, and the other is the Ask Jamin a Question button, where you can ask me a question privately, and I won't share your identity in case you're afraid that your question is stupid. But it's not. If you're in the archives, though, then just open up the survey. At the end of that, there's a place where you can ask your question. I will say I frequently get questions from students in the archives watching a lesson from 6 months ago, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So please try to be as specific as possible. If you're watching this at learnpianolive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The PDF will often have additional video links inside so you can get more in-depth instruction on each of the topics. And if you're the kind of person who likes to print out the PDF so you can make the same notes on your physical version as I'm making during a lesson, now would be the time to do that. The MP3 is just a play-along track so you can practice more after the lesson. If these live lessons start feeling random or meandering, it's because they are, on purpose. So if you're the kind of person who wants classical training with a step-by-step method, then you're going to want to check out Kloppel Academy on the website. It's included in your live lesson subscription, so you can do both or either. And the upper levels are seriously hard work, but it's going to take you all the way from ground zero all the way up to being ready to enter any major music college as a piano major in classical or jazz. And thankfully, I think that's about all we need to cover before the lesson. So if you'd stick around afterwards and fill out the survey, I would love your feedback. But for now, let's have some fun and make some music. Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and this is the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what? Oh, actually, okay. I forgot to think of something. But, ooh, I know. I reread this book that I really love called Six of Crows that I wrote a bunch of songs about, and I get to go meet.
What were some of the songs you wrote?
Oh, well, I wrote a song called Brick by Brick, a song called Erupt. Wait, no, that was from a different series, but same author. Forgiveness, and then Without Armor, which I haven't recorded or posted yet.
I only remember Brick by Brick out of those.
Oh, yeah. Because we worked a long time on that.
Cool.
And the piano was difficult. But that's cool.
And who's the author?
Leigh Bardugo. Oh. And I get to go meet her in February.
Oh,
so
cool. You're doing the same
excited.
thing as you did for Sarah J. Maas.
Right, but I didn't get to meet Sarah J. Maas. I got to go see her, which was super cool. But
be in her presence. Sorry, I said that with like a little, no. My eyebrows said sarcasm.
Oh, I didn't even see your eyebrows.
My hands said excitement. So that was good.
Oh.
Okay. Good.
I wasn't even looking at you, but that's cool.
We have kind of a weird lesson today. Next week we're doing Waiting on the World to Change. And so today we're just...
World to change.
Do you really know the song?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, I know that line, Waiting on the World to Change.
Yeah, it's a fun song.
Yeah, I like it.
So we'll play it on the piano. But today, let's just answer a bunch of questions. If you are in the chat room, don't wait for the appropriate time to ask your question. Just throw it in right now, and we'll get it in the queue because the stream runs a little bit behind of where we are live. So you won't hear the answer to your question for a few minutes. But let's go ahead and start with the email questions and...
I assume that's what this is.
Yeah,
the email
that's what
questions?
that is.
Oh, perfect. What makes the Learn Piano Live system better than other programs?
Nothing.
Oh, I had a totally different answer ready to go. But cool.
You actually, this is probably good because I really stink at the whole self-promotion part of this.
Really?
So. Well, yes.
Well, I mean, if this was my business, this is why it's better.
My answer is there's nothing better about this.
But there is.
But go ahead.
Understand.
You give your answer.
Oh, okay.
Ask Kendra anything.
People will think I'm being paid to answer because that's what you always say.
No, they know me better than that.
I'm not being paid. I swear. I come.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna start. Okay, this is better because hello, have you seen the website? Have you seen how advanced this whole thing is? Jamin's lessons are amazing. They happen every week. They're on a schedule. And, I could go for hours. I don't even.
So, but when you're learning something, like the level of technology doesn't matter unless you're really into technology.
Well,
and then you should go with whoever you're most excited to learn from.
Jamie, are you arguing against yourself?
So, no.
Are you like, I'm trying
here's
to
the
like...
deal. Here's the deal.
Oh, goodness.
In my mind, this is exactly like weight loss programs. Like, there's a billion of them out there. They're all just about the same thing, and they all claim to be like special. But the truth is, if you do anything in your diet, if you change anything in your diet at all, you're probably going to end up being in better shape for it. If you just buy a scale and weigh yourself every day.
But like yours is so unique. Like you have students that come in here and learn, and you know they've got a moderator.
Right. And the South Beach diet is way different than the Atkins diet. But it's not really.
But this is better.
In the end. Okay.
You should
in the end.
Do you want me to advocate for you or not?
No.
Like,
no.
I mean, he never asked me to, but like I thought I would anyway.
This is the truth about all piano programs. If you practice, you're gonna get better, even if you don't have a teacher at all. If you don't go to a website.
But
I know. But just let me finish my rant here.
You're not allowed
then
to.
I'll let you.
Sorry,
let you praise me.
I'm trying to be funny, but okay.
So there's I think the reason I'm like, if you ask Mr. Atkins, like, is your diet different? He's gonna tell you yes, and here's why it's honestly better. So I really believe in this program because I don't think you get any attention from the teachers in the other ones, except there are a couple people now who are finally live streaming piano lessons, and you can like ask them questions in the chat. But for the most part, like if you go to contact them outside of the live stream, there's no answer. And it seems like some part of most people's learning needs some like interaction with a person, some feedback and stuff. So I think that's like probably the number one difference in this program is you actually get feedback from a real person.
Yeah.
I'm really here, and you really get my cell phone number, and it's really my only cell phone, and you really get my email address, and it's my only email. I think that's different. And then the whole thing about like the learning styles is definitely different, which you can get if you go to a good teacher one-on-one. And that is that if you are a person who just like, if you want to learn a song, you should be able to learn a song, and you can go on YouTube and learn a song if you can learn that way. And if you can find a free way to learn piano, then quit paying for Learn Piano Live for sure, because the information is out there. In fact, I was just talking with my teacher, because I pay to have a one-on-one teacher, and I was talking with him about lessons and stuff, and he's like, yeah, people don't come to lessons anymore. Like, there are these really killer players, even in this area, like these high school students that are just monster players, and they're not going to someone for lessons. Like, they might go to a teacher like to get something worked out, but for the most part, like, they're spending a ton of time on YouTube and just practicing like hours and hours and hours a day, and they're getting great without a teacher. And it just seems to be the movement of education these days is moving away from like the traditional methods and more like just go learn stuff. If you want to learn piano, go learn piano. Well, and I think the things that are great about this program are, number one, you get attention from me and you'll get feedback on your playing. You've got Koppel Academy, which is better than any other academy out there.
I know.
For like, legitimately,
it's
I really think it really is better.
Thing. It's like for a great price. Like,
I own the syllabus.
You get that? Where else can you get that?
I'm praising myself. You
should.
Okay. So you
keep doing that.
I've got the syllabus for the Royal Academy piano program. Royal Academy. It's one of the more popular certificate programs that you can go through to become a professional pianist or whatever. California Certificate of Merit is what they call it in California. I've seen that syllabus, and they're great at teaching like traditional and classical style and music, but they have zero improvisation. Like, you go to the competitions and they have like the improv category, and it's just like, it's basically show and tell. You can go, like, there's no help for the improv stuff. You just like, you go and they're like, all right, would you like to improvise a piece? You have 3 minutes, and then you improvise your piece. They're like, Cool. Next. And then you could go up and you play some Chopin piece and they'll, give you all kinds of notes and stuff. But the improv stuff is just literally you sit up on the stage and if you want to play, you can, and you get there's help for it. And there's no jazz anything. Like there's no mention of the word jazz. So all their improv
we
stuff
can't
is
have that.
Yeah. So Clapple Academy includes all of that. And all the classical stuff as well. So you'll learn all the stuff that you would normally learn.
Yeah.
So that's why Clapple Academy is better. And then the Musipedia, actually it kind of sucks right now because there's not enough material in there, which I'm working on putting more stuff in there. So eventually that will be great. The stuff that's in there I think is fantastic. I just think it's a ridiculously low amount of stuff because we just started it. So the live lessons are different. Getting a teacher is different. Clapple Academy is different. But the truth is, it's just like a diet. Just you can go on the Snickers diet and just like you get 1 Snickers a day. You'll lose weight. I guarantee you, if you just practice the piano, you'll get better. This program's way better than any other. Next question.
I can't get a word in edgewise.
No, on purpose.
I have something to say.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm really excited about it. I've been meaning to tell you this for like the last couple weeks, but I haven't gotten a chance to because I keep forgetting. Okay, I am so excited. So you've been doing these adult lessons, and most of the time the advanced ones go right over my head sometimes because I'm just anyway. It's not the point. But I'm really excited, because you have those reharmonization lessons and stuff, and the ones where you just do freestyle. Mm-hmm. Okay, I've started doing that and not even realizing it. I'll be writing a song and then just start doing piano and hitting notes I know are in the key, and I'm so excited because I learned that.
That's really
from
cool.
You, and it wasn't even in a private lesson; it was online, and I feel like I actually was able to take something home and I
feel like so much of real world piano is that though. You just sit there and you hear something over and over and over and over, and eventually. Not like you automatically learn it, but if you pay attention to it enough, even if you don't understand all of it, if you just keep picking up 5% and 5% and 5%, eventually you this stuff starts to leak out of you. So the live lessons are definitely supposed to be that, where you just you show up and a lot of it might go over your heads, but the part that you pick up eventually will accumulate, and I'll say things like the circle of fifths, and eventually, and one day you'll know what the circle of fifths is, and you're like, oh, all this other stuff that I picked up, this is finally making sense. I see how this all gets put together, or the reharm stuff, or any of that. So that's the one of the advantages of the live lesson stuff is if you go through a system, you'll learn what you're supposed to learn, but there's not that immersive body of information that you're always in, which you would be in if you lived in Harlem in the 40s. There's a good chance your 30s, 20s, you'd pick up a lot of stuff just by being around players all the time, and you would just be in the world of music. Or if your family is in music, and or churches are a great place for this because a lot of the music stinks in the smaller churches, and so you can go in there and you can play and you can go and screw up a whole bunch, and for them it's about the same as what they get every week, but for you, you're in this world with other people and playing this stuff, and you have permission to screw up in where you wouldn't get to otherwise. If you're getting paid, if you're at some bar at a gig or whatever, and you're you're getting money for what you're doing, you better not screw up a whole lot. But if you're volunteering, what are they going to do?
Yeah, and I went to my friend's church one time, a few weeks, I don't know, a few months, I don't know how long ago. And it was really cool.
God knows. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sure. So they had this big old projector with the words on it. I didn't know any of the songs.
Okay.
But I came and I was I was kind of nervous. I didn't really know what to expect, and then it ended up being so great because I could just sing whatever I wanted. It was nothing to do with I'm trying to follow the melody.
You were singing your own songs,
exactly,
brick by brick. All those. Okay. Anyway, next question.
Yes. Oh, all right. Okay. What advice would you give yourself if you were starting out piano today?
I get this one semi-frequently, more frequently actually from my one-on-one students here in Sacramento, because the parents want to know what's the right thing to do, and I think then, at least for the narrative that I have for my life, I was going to end up playing piano anyway, as long as I had access to one. I think I just really I enjoyed pressing buttons and making sounds. I'm in control of that, and I can do stuff with it, and then putting ones together and oh, that's really pretty. I can there's all kinds of different ways to create emotions, and Like I can just like, and everyone's like waiting for me to like tell the rest of my story. So it's a way to, I guess, be to communicate without. So I think I was likely to run into that anyway. So my advice to my past self would be probably nothing. Like you're just going to end up being what you're going to end up being anyway. I would though put myself as soon as possible in groups of musicians that are way, way, way better than me, because depending on where and how you grew up.
I do that when I come here.
Well, yes, you do have probably a better perspective than a lot of students do who just only do their lesson in a week. And so their only comparison is them to them compared to themselves last week. And then when you go to competitions, or when you whatever, if you find a place where you can be where you are around other really great musicians, then you realize, oh, this thing, like I could be way better than I am. So you don't ever want to get into the place of like, yeah, I could. It's just a matter of practicing a little bit. I could probably do pretty much anything I want on my instrument. That's not true. There's plenty of work to do. So other than that, like just being exposed to more people who are my age or younger who are better than me, so I don't end up feeling like I've kind of got this thing down. Other than that, I think it was going to end up being what it was going to end up being. So my advice would be, have fun. I get students who come in here, like if I got a student who comes in and they're like, the parent's like, yeah, my kid hates music. I'm like, all right, cool. This is perfect because I can't screw this up. But if I get a parent who's like, yeah, my kid loves music and she just goes to the piano all the time, she just loves to play on it, this is like the terrifying thing for me as a teacher. Like, why don't you not bring her to me? Because it sounds like she's already having fun. I can only screw this thing up. There's a little,
that doesn't even make sense.
A little window where I can like get in and like without dampening that or making this thing a chore, I can like get in and like give him tools to like.
But like I never felt like when I first started sorry, I just cut you off.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I was like 9 when I first started lessons.
Uh-huh.
I was pretty shy. I don't know, maybe.
Huh?
Yeah, and I was nervous, and you never made it feel like a chore. Like my mom had all these music books that she had, like beginner piano stuff, and that was fine.
Yeah.
But I didn't really enjoy it, and so when I started taking with you, and I only know I only knew my do re mi fa so,
right,
and that was about it. I
that's
ended up
the terror
learning.
that I have, though. That's why I end up teaching that way, is because I have that like, don't screw this up. Like this kid might go away thinking music's just not for them if I make it too much of a like, you have to do this thing.
Well, you obviously don't have too much of that problem since you have all your wonderful students.
That does seem to be my style. Is there's no rule that should break music for you. You don't have to use your ring finger on that one note. You probably should. You're going to be able to play it faster. But if that's going to make you hate music, then whatever. Here's my suggestion. Go do whatever you want.
Well, here's another thing, though, is that I have this terrible secret. Are you ready? Yeah, I still can't sight read. So, not well.
That's a lie.
Well, I know my, every good boy does fine on the thing and the FACE thing, face. But that's about it. Like, I can't look at I can't sight read straight off the page. So that is only because I was too lazy as a little kid, or maybe not lazy. I just didn't want to sight read. And now I'm like, I wish I knew how to sight read because I didn't learn how then, and now I have to learn how now.
Yeah, so there are 3 people I can think of off the top of my head who already know the rant that I'm about to go on. And
oh, boy.
I think they're watching. But that's not a thing. That's not a thing. Sight reading is not a thing. Any more than reading is a thing. Like, you don't know how to read. You would say you know how to read. But the truth is, if I put down in front of you a medical journal or a music theory book or something in a different language, like you're going to be like, I can't do this.
Wait, does this all have to do with the sight reading? Like
yes.
You're going to be like, and it's okay to not know how to...
No.
Oh.
It's not okay to not know how. It's not okay to be illiterate. Everyone should learn how to read.
Right.
But it's a sliding scale. It's not like a thing where you arrive at a point and you know how to read. because you'll go to like readings of books, you'll be like, whoa, that performance was so incredible, and that person's just reading it. Like you watch some person from theater, and they get their script and they read their lines. It's like, that was magic. Like, I don't know how to read when I watch them do their thing. But I would say that I kind of know how to. So I'm not totally illiterate. I know how to read books and stuff, as long as it's the right book, as long as books I know how to read. So what you really mean is I don't know how to read music that I don't know how to read yet.
You're just adding the yet at the end of it?
If you just...
Well, I could have done that.
If you just practice reading harder material, you'll be better at harder material. But you can already... You sight read supercalifragilisticexpialidocious
No, I didn't.
today.
I did level 1. I just did like with the
There are
had the
people
letters.
who can't do level 1. That's the point.
Well,
so no matter what level you get to of sight reading,
that's just because I practice
can't
piano.
sight read.
Like, I practice piano every day, but I don't practice sight reading.
I'll also say, we're still on a free stream, huh? Everyone can see this. Okay, so I need to be careful how I say this.
Oh,
but
boy.
all of the people... Nope.
I'm a little nervous, to be honest with you. I don't know where this is going.
It tends to be that people who are extremely... The majority of people who are better than average at sight reading are worse than average at being expressive with their playing, or and this is an overgenerality, being expressive with their playing, or doing anything by ear, or
Oh, so you're saying that there's like different methods and stuff. That does make me feel
It's
better.
the difference between telling a good story and being able to read
but
the
like
book.
sight reading's also a valuable tool.
Yes.
Like you want to.
No. Again, everyone should be literate. I'm not saying that it's not.
I
It's
feel
not
like
an important thing to learn how to read
with my
books.
knowledge of sight reading, like I feel like I have all the letters in my alphabet, but I don't know how to make words. Does that make sense?
No.
Like
No,
not
what
with
you
real
have-
reading, but like with.
You're a
sight
great storyteller
Thank you.
who can't write your story. You can't spell all the words to your story.
Okay, I can live
Which,
with
in
that.
my opinion, which doesn't really matter all that much, but whatever. This is my site. I'll say whatever. In my opinion, is better than being able to spell any word and never being able to tell a story.
Yeah.
But the best one is people who can tell stories and write, which is what you can do in real life. Is you first learn how to speak the language, and then you learn how to write the language, and you're still working on both of them.
Sorry, you just got
That's
like a
the
song
best
stuck
thing.
in my head. But don't speak the
What's that?
language. Sorry, I just got a song stuck in my head. Anyway.
That's the best one. That's the one you need to do in music as well. I think we spent enough time on this.
Yeah,
What's that? Let's go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead and read off a few more, like the next 2 or 3 questions that we're going to do in the intermediate level.
Okay.
What are they? Go ahead.
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, there's like a bunch more. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, just
4.
do the next couple.
There's 5. Okay.
What are the next couple that we're doing?
How much should I practice?
Okay, how much should I practice?
How do I practice well? Those
do I
are in the
practice well?
same one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is it better to learn the piano before learning other instruments?
Cool. That's the stuff we're going to cover in just a little bit. But first, we need to... I probably should have done this before I said the thing about the sight reading, because now there are people who are like, but I can
like
sight
feature
read.
of the
You're
day or
saying I'm not good
something?
at music, but I wasn't trying to say that.
Wait, is there a feature of the day?
Is there a feature of the day?
I don't see.
Nah, let's go on to intermediate level.
Yeah.
Let's level up.
Wait, is there like a free...
We're about to say it. Go ahead.
What?
Go for it. Click the button. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.